Kaelin's vexed fingers danced across the worn keyboard of her home office computer as she sorted through the day's data from the research facility where she worked. Her task was to analyze the anomalies in the patient data collected by their team of researchers, a project meant to uncover the mysteries of neurological degeneration. Kaelin had always found it fascinating work, but lately, she'd started noticing patterns that didn't make sense. The numbers and charts swirled before her eyes as she pored over the latest batch of results. It was as if some invisible force had shifted the axis of reality itself, warping the data into something that defied explanation. Kaelin felt a shiver run down her spine as she realized she'd seen similar distortions in other areas, in the hospital's records, in her own bank statements, and even in the way people seemed to move through the city. She leaned back in her chair, letting out a frustrated sigh. It was all just numbers and patterns, but what if this wasn't just an anomaly? What if something fundamental had changed? Kaelin rubbed her tired eyes, wondering if she'd been staring at these screens for too long without sleep. A sudden beep from the computer broke the silence, signaling that new data had arrived. Kaelin's heart sank as she saw the latest update, a patient record with no name, just a series of cryptic codes and notes. The words, "protocol deviation," flashed on her screen, but when she clicked to view more information, the page went blank. A low hum filled the silence, making Kaelin feel like she was sitting in the dark heart of something much larger than herself. She tried to push away the feeling of unease, telling herself it was just paranoia, but as she looked around her cluttered office, the shadows seemed to deepen and twist into shapes that didn't belong. With a sense of growing unease, Kaelin forced herself back to work, determined to find answers in the digital void that stared back at her. But as she delved deeper into the data, the world outside her window began to blur and distort, like a reflection rippling on the surface of a pond. She was no longer sure what was real and what was just code. And when the darkness finally closed in around her, Kaelin knew that nothing would ever be the same again.